Coming up on District Daily, Chris Brown attacks a man outside the W Hotel in Washington. How do you protect yourself from violent attacks? We'll find out in today's episode.
And double dogs in our studio today to show us a little bit about dog behavior. We've got a personal trainer here to give us some tips. District Daily starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Isabella Diaz.
And I'm Jonia Gronin. A live audience got to see their favorite YouTube stars on stage instead of on screen last night at the first annual YouTube Music Awards. The award show featured performances from Lady Gaga and Eminem, as well as appearances by YouTube musical celebrities like Lindsey Stirling. Macklemore, Ryan Lewis, and Eminem took home the top awards of Breakthrough of the Year and Artist of the Year, respectively. You can find the complete list of winners on MTV.com, and the live stream is available to watch at youtube.com/musicawards.
Justin Bieber is refusing to comment after he was spotted leaving a brothel in Rio de Janeiro. The 19-year-old superstar was reportedly seen sneaking out of the popular brothel covered in a bedsheet. Observers say Bieber was escorted by his bodyguards and had two women follow him back to his hotel in another vehicle. Bieber was identified by his wrist tattoo and signature sneakers.
Saturday Night Live is known for making funny sketches out of serious news, and this week was no different. Kerry Washington hosted SNL this weekend and played many news-making black women such as Michelle Obama, Oprah, and Beyonce. Critics have attacked SNL for not having any black women on its cast, making Washington's appearance important for the show. Producers of SNL released a statement saying this week's show would focus on diversity and Washington would be important for that.
And more in celebrity news, another NSYNC band member just said bye to celebrity singledom. Chris Kirkpatrick married his longtime girlfriend this past weekend with the rest of NSYNC present. The two said "I do" with no strings attached in Orlando, Florida, while the rest of the band members doubled as ushers and groomsmen. Kirkpatrick opted for a simple, cost-effective wedding, buying the rest of the former boy band the cheapest tuxes available at Men's Warehouse.
Chris Brown has an anger problem. Who knew? The singer checked into a treatment facility last week after he was arrested for assaulting a man in D.C. His arrest violates the terms of a probation stemming from a previous assault on ex-girlfriend Rihanna in 2009. If his probation is revoked, Brown could face up to 4 years in state prison.
Joining us now to give us more insight on how to defend yourself when faced with aggression is Lieutenant Rima Sifri, Coordinator of Rape Aggression Defense, or RAD courses at American University. Thank you for joining us in the studio today. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So one of the first questions we want to ask you is a little bit more about the RAD courses. So what goes into typical RAD courses for men and women? I realize that there's two different courses.
There is. So for the women's class, we're focusing on preventing sexual assault. So we use techniques and we teach the women tactics on how to get out of situation. The first part of the class is lecture on how be aware of your surroundings, whether in a bus, a plane, and things like that, walking down the street. Definitions of certain things, because there are people out there that don't understand the definitions of what sexual assault, maybe stalking and impaired consent are. So those are really important. And really then going into the techniques and learning how to strike, how to kick, and more so identifying the situation. More often than not, we're sitting back and, oh, well, it's really not happening right now, when in fact is something might happen. So we're teaching them how to identify the situation much quicker and be able to take action if needed.
So in regards to the sort of Chris Brown Rihanna situation, what resources and information do you offer for people who maybe are experiencing like domestic violence rather than a random rape instance?
Well, I'm also the victim services coordinator for the department as well. So there's a lot of things that when the victim does come forward, and we like to call them survivors, obviously the word in itself empowers the person to know that, hey, you made it through the situation. It might be traumatic, but we're here for you and here to support you. Not only does public safety provide resources, but the Dean of Students has been incredible in making sure the students know that they can come to them and talk to them about the situation. So there's a lot of things that we do. And obviously we offer the RAD courses every semester. We do mini classes for those people that really can't do the full 12 hours. We've had sororities, fraternities, the whole 9 yards come forward, and it's been awesome because we're getting a chance to reach more people.
Nice. And can you go a little more into maybe some specifics about what female, people that are attacked by aggressors, what they can do in certain situations?
Here at AU, we try not to be gender specific. We like to be gender neutral just because we think that men and women should learn how to defend themselves. There's a lot of things that we talk about in the actual class where, you know, we teach you how to be aware of your surroundings. Technology is wonderful, but when you're walking and you're playing on your iPhone or have your iPod playing in your ears and really not being aware of things, you make yourself a target. Not that that's anybody's fault, but you know, we're so unaware sometimes. So being aware of your surroundings, obviously if you feel like you're being followed, get on the phone. And if you want to call 911, I suggest you do that if you're off campus. If not, call a friend and say, hey, look, something's going on. Can you just stay on the phone with me? And get somewhere safe. Also, trusting your instincts. If you feel like something's going on, we call it our spidey sense. We feel something's going on, then you know you need to get to a safe place and call 911. If you are attacked, you know, what are you going to do? We teach you in RAD how to be organized. Instead of fighting like we used to when we were little, well, when I was little, you know, we're more organized, and we teach you how to get into a defensive stance and show the person that what they're doing isn't acceptable. And if they have to defend themselves, then we teach them how to do that. Also, you know, everybody wants to say, you know, well, should I carry pepper spray? We say carry RAD, only because pepper spray can be used against you. And we want to make sure that as a police officer, I have to get sprayed with it in order to carry it, and it's very, very painful and very disorienting. So we just want to make sure that, you know, everybody's prepared. So just be aware of your surroundings, trust your instincts. You know, if you're out and about, be prepared to kick off your shoes, and if you have to, you know, in the event that you have to defend yourselves.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I think we really learned a lot.
We really did.
And that's really helpful to us, so thank you for that. Thanks for being here. Coming up after the break, does eating healthy in college always have to be expensive? Sarah Weber has the full report, and we have an expert here in the studio with tips.
Plus, can your dog's behavior influence robots? You'll find out if you stay with us.